The Ellises officially met on August 2, 2002, at a banquet. Devale was one of the college scholarship honorees there. Khadeen was already a freshman in college and attended the banquet as a host. Khadeen said, after learning that she would be one of the hosts at the event, she received a list of honorees and saw that Devale's name was on it. So she was very excited and made sure she got her a new dress. She was definitely ready to shoot her shot. Khadeen said she made it to the event and saw him across the room, with his big head, 140 pounds, soaking wet. So she walked up to him and called him by his full name, and as he turned around, he said, "Hey," which led to them talking and kicking it all night at the banquet, in between her set, doing what she had to do. As the night was coming to an end, Khadeen realized that Devale hadn't asked her for her number yet. As they were getting ready to say goodbye, she said to herself, "Is he not gonna ask me for my number?" So instead of waiting on him, she asked him where's his program booklet, wrote down her number in it, and said, "You should use that someday." According to Devale, they have crossed paths many times. The both of them attended the same elementary school, rival high schools, and later discovered that they lived only 5 blocks from each other. Devale said the night of the banquet, they exchanged numbers but wasn't able to connect because Khadeen was traveling due to pageant obligations. He kept calling her house but never had a chance to speak to her. After the summer had passed, Devale became a freshman in college at Hofstra. Since he hadn't heard from Khadeen, he considered her a loss. Then out of nowhere, he received a phone call from her. Khadeen's pageant director asked her to make an appearance at the Like a Night Walk for Cancer the next day, at the campus Devale was attending. As a result, they finally had a chance to connect, and have been inseparable ever since. Khadeen said what sealed the deal for her was, when they got together, they picked up some food, took it back to his room, and they literally sat and talked for 3 hours, non-stop. She said, it felt like old friends catching up on where they've been all their lives. Khadeen said she transferred into Hofstra that spring, and that was the start of their love story. Before I continue with their love story, I want to share a bit of their background. Devale was born April 2, 1984, in Brooklyn, New York. He attended James Madison High School, where he played both basketball and football. Devale said that he played sports to alleviate the financial burden of college. He played basketball first, but he wasn't 6 feet tall. He said later he realized that you did not have to be LeBron James to get your college education paid for. So he switched to football. In his senior year at Madison, Devale was in the top 10 for catches made, and in the top 10 for touchdowns made by a wide receiver, earning him the nickname Devale Showtime Ellis. Devale had a successful college football career at Hofstra as well. He finished with 176 catches for 2,207 yards and 22 touchdowns. In 2006, he went undrafted in the NFL draft, but was signed with the Detroit Lions as a free agent after participating in the rookie minicamp as a tryout player. December 31, 2008, Ellis was signed to a future contract by the Cleveland Browns. His entire career in the NFL lasted for 4 years. He said that his goal was to make the money and set himself up so that he could have the financial means to be independent once he left the league. Let's talk about Mrs. Ellis. Khadeen was born December 5, 1983. She attended Midwood High School. She began pageants at the age of 10. As she expressed an interest in television, her mom thought doing pageants would be great exposure and help with public speaking and interviewing skills. As a result, Khadeen was Miss New York Preteen and Miss New York Senior Teen. Khadeen said she competed until she was 19, when she was Miss New York Teen US, and won the national title in 2001 to 2002. Doing pageants was how she started doing makeup. After leaving the pageant scene, Khadeen did makeup for MAC, then she later started freelancing. After college, she worked as an on-air personality for a New York-based online celebrity news site, Hot Zone, that covered red carpet events, in which helped her build her reel and resume in the industry. Back to the Ellis' love story. In an interview with Black Love on May 5, 2018, Devale Ellis got very emotional as he was reflecting on his wife's support during a dark time before they were married. While Devale was playing football in college, he ended up needing surgery on 4 separate occasions. Through it all though, Khadeen stuck by his side with unconditional support. After getting past that, Devale got the opportunity to play in the NFL and had to move to Detroit on his own. In the interview, Devale admitted that their separation was incredibly hard on him. He said, because of it, he suffered from depression and ended up becoming addicted to pain meds. Let's listen to what he had to say in regards to that.
4 surgeries in college. She was there every surgery. She took care of me. She helped me through everything I had. She taught me how to read my DAR. I never had to see my academic advisor because she taught me how to do all these things. I graduated with 3.2 GPA. Like, she was just there. So when I moved to Detroit and I didn't have her that first year in the NFL, I suffered from depression. I ended up becoming addicted to pain meds. Every time I talk about it, that was a dark time for me. People don't understand it. You make it to the NFL, you got money, there's women, you live in a nice house, everybody's cheering for you, and you're just not happy. And every day you in the NFL, it could be your last day. You just don't know if they're gonna come in there and say today's your last day. And then you go home, and it's you in an apartment.
Yeah, he didn't have anything out there. So once I graduated, I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna take some time and come out there. And at the time, I was looking to start my career.
I was mean when I got back too.
Yeah, he was. I was like,
mean.
who is this person?
I just didn't know. A lot of it was just a pain medication. I didn't know what was wrong with myself. I felt like I lost myself. I'm my best self when she's here with me. My best season was in 2007. The whole off season she was with me.
That was a great year.
I balled out the whole off season.
He did. He was
I ended up tearing my knee, and I was on the PUP list, and I ended up not playing the whole season. But they kept me on the active roster the whole year. I did that good, and I just felt like it was all because I had her. Like, I don't know what it's like to be single as an adult because she's been here every step of the way.
Right.
And I don't want to know.
Devale and Khadeen got married July 4, 2010. They have 4 beautiful children together, Jackson, Cairo, Kaz, and their new baby, Dakota. The Ellises are known for their hit YouTube show, The Ellises, which give the fans a peek into their millennial marriage. The show incorporates comedic skits with their 4 sons. People sometimes refer to them as being the modern-day Cosbys. Such a beautiful family that are loved by so many. I don't want to leave out that Devale stars on the hit series Tyler Perry's Sisters as Zach. Just another thing added to the many projects that they have going on. Yet and still, they manage to balance out their careers, family life, and marriage life. On their 7th year anniversary, Devale expressed why he got married in a poem to his wife Khadeen. He said, "Why did I get married? Only 18 years old, I was a young boy learning to be a man. I met this girl so perfect that I knew I would fall short of what she needed for her fairy tale to become a reality. Her eyes proclaimed her love before her lips could form. Those same eyes saw things in me I have yet to discover in myself, and her smile touched the deepest parts of my soul, igniting a fire that would awaken my purpose. She believed in me, I felt invincible, and I realized that I lived to give her the world. She is the epitome of eloquence, the microcosm of my ultimate happiness, and I am honored to have her as my wife. I am the best version of myself today, because I have her, and we are only getting better. I love you, KK." That was a beautiful poem, so very heartfelt. That man really loved his wife. In an interview with Romper, Devale and Khadeen were asked, "You navigate a lot of spaces together. Marriage, parenting, the podcast, and the YouTube channel. Are you deliberate about having time apart?" Devale responded saying, "Yeah. Khadeen takes her time. When she goes to get her facial, I know it's gonna be 5 hours. When she gets her nails done, I know it's gonna be 4 hours. When she's shopping, I know it's gonna be a couple extra hours thrown in there, because she needs time for herself." Then Khadeen's response was, "And he is purposeful with the gym. Working out is his time. We're actually very deliberate about that, and leaning on the village to be able to help. I literally say, we cannot function without the village around us, and each other." Then Devale said, "We're very deliberate about understanding that marriage for both of us was a choice, to make us better as individuals. It wasn't, now we're married, and we're one thing, and we can't do anything without the other." Khadeen is making a choice to be married, because being married helps Khadeen be a better Khadeen. I got married, because me being monogamous, helps me focus on being a better version of myself. So we both remember that we're doing this together, so that we could be better apart. Then Romper asked, "When you decided to start your podcast, Deadass, did you notice something specific that was missing from conversations on relationships, that you wanted to bring?" Devale responded saying, "What was missing was testimony from people. There are a lot of people who give how to do XYZ, or how to do this, but I felt like there weren't a lot of testimonies that made people feel comfortable in their missteps or mishaps. And for me, it was more about working through life and being a testimony for people that you don't have to be perfect in order to be exceptional. You know, and you can look at our marriage and say, hey, wait, that struggle looks familiar. We've been through that struggle. Oh, and you're still happy, you still smile, and y'all still love each other." Then Khadeen's response was, "I felt like there was a lot of honesty and transparency missing from people telling their stories, or just in the social media era, there being this facade that people feel they need to uphold." Then Romper said, "Share one of your most liked photos together, and a funny story behind the photo." Devale responded saying, "The funny story behind this photo is that we were vlogging and started arguing about who lost the phone charger, typical married people stuff. The phone was about to die, and we needed to finish the vlog, so I said, F the vlog, just take a pic before the phone dies so we can post something on Instagram. I set the timer, and Kay says, I don't feel like smiling with your dumb ass. I responded with, I don't feel like being married to your dumb ass. She says, well, you stuck, dummy. We were ice grilling each other when the timer started beeping. We both rolled our eyes, looked at the camera, and this picture is what happened." In another interview, I believe it was with a lady by the name Rhonda Lee. Rhonda said to Devale and Khadeen, "As a lawyer, I know that marriage is a contract and partnership. No one goes into business without clearly outlining risks, duties, and what each party will bring to the business. Yet, people do it all the time with marriage." Devale responded saying, "For me, not wanting to be a liar is key, and I need to live my truth. I met Khadeen when she was 18 years old. We started out as friends. We were always honest about what we wanted before we were in a relationship. We were honest about needing a break and how we felt. I didn't want to be deceitful and dishonest. Did it hurt when she wanted a break? Yeah, but when we chose to be with each other in the end, we could, because we chose each other. Not out of obligation." Khadeen's response was, "I met Devale when I was 18 years old and came from a very strict household. I couldn't date. At 18, how do I know if I met the person that I want to spend the rest of my life with? I met him getting my first taste of freedom in college. I had to figure out what made me happy. Yes, you can grow together, but you also have to grow as an individual. You must find your happiness as an individual first." Then Rhonda asked, "What do you believe is unique and most inspiring about your love story?" The Ellises responded saying, "We've grown from childhood through adulthood, and we did it together. We've developed as a couple, allowing each other to grow as individuals, without judgment, and learn to embrace change as a positive and a necessity on life." Then Rhonda asked, "Pass on the love, who's your Instagram couple crush, and why?" The Ellises responded saying, "We love Tayana Taylor and Iman Shumpert, because they epitomize millennial marriage. They are both creatives, with huge individual successes, but continue to build as a family, and not conform to society's ideas of how married couples should move." Then Rhonda asked, "If your love story was an Instagram caption, what would it be?" The Ellises responded saying, "When you find someone to always have fun with, you almost forget that life is happening. The lows never seem that low, and the highs are that much higher. You can be deliberate with your choices, take over the world, and laugh while doing it." We can't forget about the Ellises' 10-year anniversary. July 4th, 2020, Devale and Khadeen Ellis celebrated their 10-year anniversary. Initially, they were supposed to celebrate it in Jamaica. However, due to COVID-19, they were forced to change their plans. Devale didn't allow COVID to ruin their anniversary. He surprised Khadeen with a surprise performance from one of their favorite singers, Jamie Foxx. In the video, Devale tells his wife Kay how much he loves her. He confessed to starting a fake argument to get her out of the house so that he could record his message in private. After Devale shares his video message, Jamie Foxx appears, singing his song, Heaven. Khadeen immediately burst into tears of joy as Devale held her close. Let's listen to Mr. Jamie Foxx.
Okay. D has something to say. Happy anniversary. Tell me, have you heard the story that took place not long ago about an angel in heaven? They say she up and ran away from home. Word is she had a finished business, so back on earth she had to flee. Well, you know I'm so elated because she's been here 10 whole years with me, and she is heaven. She is heaven. Happy anniversary.